That's a motherfucking no-no. It's just another episode. Get your popcorn ready. We let the chopper explode. Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the crib. You know I'm your host. Triple Beam. And today we talking about some of that pro football. Welcome, football fans, to another captivating episode of Welcome to the Crib. Like I said, I'm your host, Triple Beam, and I'm diving into last night's NFL football game, preseason football. That's right, guys. Football is here. Football is back. It is in the air. And I'm here to talk about the game between the Jets and the Browns. That game kicks off the 2023 NFL preseason Hall of Fame game that was set in Ohio. They got a few Hall of Famers that was on hand, getting ready to give their speeches. They're being inducted in 2023 Pro Football Hall of Fame. I saw Darrell, Revis. I saw DeMarcus Ware. I saw Zach Thomas. I saw Ronde, Barber. Darrell, Revis, two of my favorites. Darrell is my absolute favorite cornerback of all time. Deservingly going into the Hall of Fame, rightfully so. His former team, the New York Jets, was in the building playing in this game against the Cleveland Browns. Now, what can I take away from the game? Obviously, the Browns won that game. I can't think what their score was, but the Browns won that game. It was a couple key plays in the game. So let's just talk about the Browns situation, okay? Obviously, Deshaun Watson, he missed some time. He came back mid-season last year. Wasn't too good in that last season. I don't think they had enough pieces there in Cleveland at the time. But Deshaun Watson, he's a superstar, lest we forget. And I'm going to talk about Deshaun Watson here in a minute. But let's talk about his backup. Munn was the backup quarterback last night, and his performance, which he did some pretty good things. He threw a bad pick. I think there in the third quarter was a bad interception he threw. But he was able to make some plays. I just didn't like his body language, his demeanor. If I looked at it in the camera, it just something wasn't there for me. With him, being that backup. But when DTR came in, when he came in, it was like a more energetic. He was more upbeat. He was more enthused. He was out there really trying to make a play, and he really came away with the play of the day. On 1st and 5 at the 30-yard line there, I think it was they was down 16-7. And it was 1st and 5. Obviously, he didn't need but 5 yards, but he dropped back, scrambled a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Got down the sideline. You know what I'm saying? Saying that Aaron Rodgers had told him, you need to get out of bounds, but he skated down the sideline. I like that play. That's something that I seen my son do a lot. He perfected that. I don't know if he still got it in his bag, but I hope he do. Shout out to my son down there at Butte College in Chico, California. Yes. But DTR, he made the play of the day for me. And it wasn't that scramble, even though that scramble was decent. He also threw a touchdown pass as well. Okay, but that scramble was decent. But the play for me, obviously, if you was watching the game, you seen him when he it was a read option, right? The running back bounced it around to the outside. When he bounced it out, DTR had the present mind because he was carrying out the fake. He seen that the running back running. He came out, and boy, did he put a nice block on the defensive back right there in that secondary, which made room for the running back to get some extra yardage, which everybody talked about that play. And like I said, DTR made a name for his, like he people is recognizing who he is after that game yesterday. And that goes to show you the power of sports and the power of television, because you could go from unknown, unnamed
to now people knowing who you are nationwide based off of that performance. The other takeaway I'm gonna take from the game is the Jets. They had a rookie running back in there, okay, and there's a lot going on with the running backs in the NFL right now. But this rookie, he's fast. He's small, but he's fast, and he was able to get to the outside for about a 10-yard touchdown run, which was pretty impressive. But on the flip side, the guy who these guys are fighting for their spot on this roster. This is the first preseason game. A lot of them guys might not make it to Monday. They're gonna be getting called back. And if you are that defensive end on that play with that running back, like you have to contain that edge. You have to contain that edge to slow that running back down. Like he got blocked all the way down on the inside, and which allowed that running back to get his speed and to get the corner and get that touchdown. Shout out to him. His name is Israel. What's that kid name? Israel. Hold on, I'm gonna find his name. Israel. I can't think of that kid's name, but y'all know who I'm talking about. They call him Izzy. Izzy, number 25 for the New York Jets. He had a nice run there. The other thing I could take away from that game is Zach Wilson. Okay, everybody wanted to throw Zach Wilson to the trash, to the wolves, because of the way he played last year. But his demeanor on the field this year, he was a little bit more relaxed. I think with him playing behind Aaron Rodgers this time, the pressure is not on him. All the pressure is on A-Rod. So he's a bit more relaxed. Obviously, I think he has a little bit more confidence being able to sit there and watch how Aaron prepares and how he studies the game so he can take bits and pieces from A-Rod to put into his toolbox so he can become a better quarterback